We begin with the story that just keeps getting better. You remember that Oklahoma superintendent we talked about a couple of days ago? Ryan Walters, who heads up the Oklahoma school system, not doing particularly well, I should add, and has this MAGA brand of being for teaching election lies in schools and forcing schools to teach those, for buying Trump Bibles, the 10 Commandments in the schools, the moral. He's the guy who's going to bring back morality, get rid of the woke litmus test. Well, then as we discussed, he got caught up in a little scandal where he was in a board meeting or was in some sort of educational meeting with board members and popped up on the television screen like this one behind me. Imagine I'm speaking to you and then naked women pop up back there. It'd be a little awkward, right? And apparently it was a moving picture of some kind. There was motion. We don't have any more specifics than that. A motion-oriented naked women, okay? And now we have a press conference that Ryan Walters held where he's defending his honor, and it is desperate and it is bad. But before playing that for you, I think you need to be reminded of the dialogue that led to us finding out about this story, which to me is just funny because from my understanding, it was just a room full of adults. So like naked women popping up there, not ideal, but not like some catastrophe, but funny because of his anti-porn, perverted left-wingers, right, stance. An example of that MAGA hypocrisy. But to remind you, since you've already heard me read that, this board member, Becky Carson, I think it was, had a hilarious telling of how this happened. I'll have producer Jaden read for you what the telling of this story was. Take it away, Jaden.
I saw him just walking across the screen, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I even have to use this language, but I'm like, those are her nipples. And then I'm like, that's pubic hair. What in the world am I watching? Carson told the Oklahoman. I didn't watch a second longer. I was so disturbed by it. I was like, what is on your TV? I was very stern, like I'd been a mother or a classroom teacher. And I said, what am I watching? Turn it off. Turn it off now.
And then after that, Ryan Walters was like, what is this? I don't know what this is on his television. Like, again, going back to this example, if nude women popped up back there, now, obviously, it would be Cole's fault, but you would still say, really?
I'm gonna come.
Oh, gosh. Trump, little much. And I think it would be a strange defense to do what Ryan's doing. Ron Filipkowski says Ryan Walters desperately wants to follow the standard MAGA playbook and find a Democrat to blame for his porn scandal. But since there aren't any Democrats involved, he's stuck creating a conspiracy that the Republican governor who endorsed him is behind the whole thing. What a loser. So I kind of teased this when we just got an original statement on social media where he was going, someone's trying to frame me, which, come on, for porn. But now he actually took it to the press. Let's watch. As we watch, if you appreciate the show, please do click the subscribe button. It's free, and I appreciate it. I get a little happier every time someone clicks that button.
These board members have a lot to answer for, and so does the governor of the state of Oklahoma. Did he direct these board members to lie about me? Did he direct his board members to go in and disrupt everything in these board meetings? Did he have the board fight against bringing private schools into the state for families to have school choice? What exactly directives were they given? We have had our name cleared by both OMES and the sheriff's office.
The sheriff's office? I did see, take that down for a second, that you had Heartland Signal reporting Oklahoma Superintendent Ryan Walters under investigation for claims of video of naked women playing in office. On Monday, the Oklahoma Sheriff's Office confirmed that it's currently reviewing last week's State Board of Education meeting after the Superintendent Ryan Walters reportedly had a video of naked women playing in his office. Again, I hope it makes it a lot different if there was like a kid in there, obviously, but from all I can tell, it was adults meeting. If that information changes, then, you know, the story changes, but the sheriff? What's the sheriff investigating? So, my name is Ralph, and I'm the Oklahoma sheriff, and I'm working on 3 homicides, and then I'm also working on how nude were these women.
I'm gonna have to take that into evidence to review.
I'm gonna need to see the original copy. Could you print this out and mail it to me? Fax it to me? That's crazy. Mr. Sheriff, what's the status of the investigation? I'm still reviewing the relevant evidence.
The biggest load that we've seen.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's being investigated. Very serious stuff. Let's keep listening. And who's the name of this guy? He's accusing the governor, Kevin Stitt, who's a Republican. Kevin Stitt, who I think endorsed him. Like, they're in the same political team, but he's saying maybe Kevin Stitt put those photos up. That's not what he's saying. He's saying they lied about the story. That maybe Kevin Stitt, the Republican Oklahoma governor, to take down the Oklahoma superintendent, who's a Republican in MAGA, maybe he got Becky to lie about this. Okay.
There is nothing scandalous that I was a part of whatsoever. And the lies will have consequences. Those individuals that tried to assassinate my character and print and publish things that are demonstrably false and provably false, we'll be hearing from us and all of Oklahomans very, very soon.
Mm-hmm. This reminds me a lot of why am I always Robinson? Who's the guy?
Mark Robinson?
Mark Robinson, thank you. Who ran in somewhere, North Carolina, I think it was, and he had all these scandals come out about him. He's writing all these raunchy fan fictions on porn sites about wanting to or having sex with his wife's sister, and very naughty. There he is, naughty stuff. And then he was posting on a porn site that he was a black Nazi and that like he wants slaves or would be a good slave owner or something. Confusing in a lot of ways. And then recalling these stories of peering through cracks in a women's locker room and watching women being naked. You know how naked be. And how he still to this day recounts those wonderful memories. Anywho, and he was like, I'm going to sue CNN. And he was like, his name, like Mini Soldier, right? Or something was his username. How did these things stick in your... I remember recently I couldn't remember a really basic fact, and someone defended me by saying maybe because I stuff a bunch of information doing this job, other stuff like where does the mustard go, comes out of my ear. This is why I have to remember for some reason in my memory bank, Mini Soldier being his porn handle. Do you know Mark Robinson's former porn handle on nudeafrica.com was the site, I think. And he had the passwords. He said he was dead to rights. This was him. And he goes, I'm going to sue CNN. I swear I'm going to take him down. This is defamatory. And then once the campaign was over, he dropped the lawsuit. Yeah, we knew. So similar vibes coming from Ryan Walters. But again, Ryan, in at least Mark Robinson's case, aside from maybe the Republican base feeling uncomfortable with weird descriptive sexual things and, again, being like a regular chatter on porn sites, was just... You do you, but what? You're like, shit, that's like where it was in these chat rooms. You're like chatting with other dudes about what the porn is you're watching. Oh, what? What? Don't be governor for that reason alone. Do something else with your life. But you do you, I guess, except for when you're describing politically relevant things like you being a Nazi. That was his wording, black Nazi, became a problem. That's not Ryan Walters' thing. I still don't know. I think this overreaction makes me question it even more. He's trying to assassinate my character and say I like nude women. All right, here's another video he posted.
Is the nastiest political attack we've seen on an Oklahoma official.
No.
These are lies by board members, by a corrupt news media, and perpetuated by the teachers union to try to stop the will of Oklahoma voters and the Oklahoma parents. What we are going to continue to do is move this education reform for the families of Oklahoma. I will not stop. I will not back down to these lies by board members and others. These board members should resign immediately in disgrace over the lies that they have pushed about me to try to destroy my character. My family's had to read these headlines that are simply not true. This is why people don't trust the news media. So many lies that they have run that are factually false and provably false.
How are they provably false? Look at my computer. Look. I only have nude giraffes on there. I don't know. I'm not into nude women. I only look at nude animals. What's the provably false? Fine. Take Becky to court. Take Becky Carson to court. Because that would be funny to imagine the Republican governor, Kevin Stitt, going to Becky, who is the person who told this story, and being like, all right, we need to take him down for some reason, even though we love what he's doing. Or maybe they have some political infighting. I don't really know. I don't really care. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to a board meeting, and when you leave, well, originally their idea was definitely to hack the TV. We're going to hack the TV. We're going to plug in our computer, and we're going to put up nude photos. And they're like, we don't really know how to do that. And they're like, can we get Elon on the phone? No. All right. That's the only guy we know who could do that. So instead, just lie and say that you saw something just terrible on the television. Becky's like, oh my gosh, really? I'm gonna lie? I'm gonna lie and say something terrible? Like what, a swastika or something? And Kevin's like, no, that might make him popular. I'm kidding. Among some of the voters, I'm kidding. And so they go, oh, no. How about like something sexual? Because that maybe will really upset the voters. And Becky says, oh my gosh, something sexual. Like what? Like just people humping each other? And then Kevin's like, no, that's gross. What about just like two nude women running? Just like taking a jog. And Becky's like, okay, so if I'm hearing you correctly, you want me to come out of a board meeting and say that I saw on his TV two nude women running? He's like, that doesn't sound bad enough. What if you said like specifically what you saw? What if you said like you fit in the word nipple somewhere? That'll really catch people off guard. And Becky's like, okay, I guess I can do that. Doesn't seem to be quite a controversy. Well, we wish him luck with all of his political endeavors. Maybe it's the deep state with Kevin Stitt in it. Share your thoughts in the comments.